Welcome, this is Shakti Carola Navran, your online astrologer. I live on Maui, so I do most of my work online, and I'm very passionate about astrology. I've been doing it for almost 40 years now, and I know how much help and awareness and conscious choice it's able to give us. So I do all these forecast astrology for you, this weekly power, what we're doing today. I do this 1-minute snippets on Instagram just to prepare you for the day. And you can find me on YouTube with other extra teachings. So I have a whole variety to teach you and inspire you about astrology and to learn. I have an investment that you learn how to navigate those celestial waves. Okay, I have a very exciting day today because I hit the start button for my Master Astrology Academy launch. So I'm opening the doors for people who really are inspired and want to learn more about astrology, and especially evolutionary astrology, because that's what I'm doing. And as an evolutionary astrologer, we always look at the range of possibilities we have according to the planetary principles in different signs. So there's always the low-end possibilities and the high-end possibilities. And the only deciding factor which journey we take is our state of consciousness. So that's why I'm so passionate about astrology and I want to teach you. So you can follow me, sign up for your newsletter so I can keep you in the loop at mauiastrologyreading.com. So then every time with every forecast you will get a little education and different perspective, and you get some choices. Especially, and that's why I want you to go to my website, because you will get there, if you sign up for the newsletter so I can keep you in the loop, you will get your own chart and your love stone report. So your own chart will help you then, like this week we have the new moon in Libra happening, so all the information I'm giving about that is relevant. But then if you know where it has happened in your chart and in your life, which is the area which has this new update, this new dimension to grow into, then you can take the general information and get much more specific. I also want to encourage you to connect with me, to comment, to like, to share with your friends if you think it's good. So because I'm kind of talking into this empty space, so for me to keep this going, I need to have the feeling I'm doing some good there for you and you actually enjoy what I'm doing. So let's keep connected here. In this weekly forecast video I'm doing with you today, I'm always trying to not speak just astrological Babylonian, a foreign language. I really try to bring those concepts into a meaningful perspective. So I will give you examples, I give you a kind of a sense of what to expect in the coming week. So this week, for example, it's all about relationship, it's all about relating, and we are no beings existing in a vacuum without the connection with others. You might remember that things they did with babies, I think in the last century, they had babies they didn't touch. So, and those babies died. So I do believe that it's really very deep need in our soul to be touched, to be connected, to feel love, like we are able to love somebody out there, and to be loved. And that's why animals and pets are so amazing in the healing properties for us, because they have a sense of presence they bring into our life, and we can love them. And this is really what it is about, for us to be able to feel love, to raise our consciousness, our emotions into that high frequency. So, hi Barb, good to see you. So this week we have to talk a little bit more about all the ins and outs about relationship and how you can actually attract somebody on your level of consciousness and frequency. That's why you want to know where that new moon is happening in your chart. So yeah, as I said, I pushed the button today for my Master Astrology Academy, so I'm really excited about that. So you're going to see stuff out there about that coming up, and I would love to have you there, because just the fact that you're joining me here and you're interested to know about the upcoming actualizations in this forecast, I know you're interested in astrology, so why not take it deeper to really learn how you take deep advantage for your own life and make the best choices and decisions available to you, and that goes a long way when you know astrology. So ultimately, astrology really is a wisdom path, a spiritual path. So if applied correctly, of course. I mean, you can do mainstream astrology, woo, 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 this is happening in the future. But actually, as we know, the future is not set in stone. But if we're very unconscious and we just create the future unconsciously out of the present moment. So that's why the consciousness and who we take ourselves to be and what we know about what's coming at us is so important. Okay, so a little bit about me. If you haven't been following me yet, you might want to know a little bit. So I'm what we call an evolutionary astrologer, and I do counseling astrology one-on-one, and I teach astrology and take it now to that next level with the Master Astrology Academy, which for me has been coming on since the beginning of the year. So it has a long forerun time to get it all together, to teach a class here on Maui, and we tape that, and it comes with a lot of bonuses and personal interaction with me and mentoring. So this is really, I think, one of the best ways to learn evolutionary astrology you can find out there on the net. I'm also a published author, so with Llewellyn, Jewelry and Gems for Self-Discovery. So, well, I have it under my iPad here, I can't show you. It's an introduction into astrology and the healing gems and how you can use gemstones to balance certain aspects in your chart. So at the end of this presentation, I will give you the gemstones you can use for this week, for meditation, for having them in your energy field. And we're going to talk a little bit more about gemstones. So at this point, I just want you to know that I'm an expert in astrology and how you can balance yourself with the mysterious healing properties of gemstones. Okay, so just as a rough overview for the week, we have a big shift coming up on Monday with Pluto, the god of death and rebirth, of the hell realms, big transformation, is going direct. So that revisiting degrees in Capricorn, where Pluto is in, is ending, and the day when it's direct, it's very strong. It's kind of just pushing onto one point. So last week we had Mercury retrograde going direct, and that was a nightmare day for me on the computer. Nothing worked. It was like, oh my God, I've never had a Mercury retrograde as bad as last week. So, and it was on the day it turned direct. So it seems like that's really the time where the strongest alignment and this kind of halting in space and time before it then can move forward. So you want to give it with Pluto, because it's so slow, at least a week to really be able to feel that shift in energy. And then Pluto, you need to know it's the slowest transit we have. So it kind of takes 3 years to get through Pluto transit. If you have Pluto transiting your sun, your ascendant, your moon, these are usually very intense times, and they're long stretched out. So wherever that Pluto directional change is happening for you in your chart, and how it's then connected in with other planets in your chart, this is where you can move forward with your transformational effort. This is where you can really let go the old, which has been building, and Pluto is very, very well known for holding on to a certain perspective. The pendulum is going all the way to one end, all the way up, and then it can turn over to the other side. So Pluto now is reaching that point of stillness, and then reversing the flow of energy. So whatever you have become aware internally, shadow aspects, things where you are scared, and where you shy away from internal shadow material, that now is a time for breakthrough. Now is the time to really take what you've learned in the last months and move forward. Find ways to transform, find ways to let go of the old baggage and move forward. And please remember, that's a high quality of Pluto. The god of the underworld is the phoenix out of ashes. And this is the story where the old bird throws itself into the fire, and the young, healthy, fiery golden bird is coming out of the fire. So this is the promise of Pluto. If you do your deep inner work, if you deal with your unconscious structures, then you will become like phoenix out of ashes. So this is why this Pluto going direct on Monday is so profound. This is a real framework of shift where all our individual experiences is happening in that backdrop. Okay, Pluto in Leo and 9th house. Hi Sharon, good to see you here. Okay, so Pluto in Leo, that's a generational position. I have Pluto in Leo too. So this is a generation where we have trouble with authority. We hate somebody to tell us what to do. We're very critical with authority out there, and that means that ultimately we need to grow into our own authority. We need to find out who we are and shine from that dimension. So in the 9th house is the house of our concepts, our beliefs, our identifications with certain viewpoints, philosophies, religious perspectives. So it might be that you get more clarity about a teacher you're involved with. That would be one way to do it. It could just be that you are ready to let go a certain perspective and belief system you hold. So that Pluto will be in Capricorn for a long time. So we all have ample time to really revisit and deal with the energies. So, by the way, you guys, what Pluto are you talking about? Your Pluto in your birth chart or the transiting Pluto? So that's important for the feedback I can give you there. So write it down. I come back to it. Hi Sheila, good to see you. Okay, so Pluto going direct, big thing this week. Sun is conjuncting Jupiter also on Monday. So Sun stepped last week into Libra, a new sign. That's why we're going to talk about relationships this week. But it's also conjuncting Jupiter. And if you have been following me, you know that Jupiter, one aspect of Jupiter is really you need to grow out of your comfort zone. You need to grow out of your box. And this is where the adventure and the fulfillment and the goodies are waiting for us. So Jupiter in the mainstream astrology is looked at the fortune planet, the good luck planet. And it is that. It carries that energy, but there's more to it. So in order to really reap those expansion and grab into that fortunate support of the universe, we need to be able to step out of that box, step out of that comfort zone. So it's really Jupiter is the king of the Roman gods, so it's a very gregarious, bigger than life figure. So if we play it small, he has no interest in us. So that's what you always want to keep in mind with Jupiter activations. It's an invitation to grow, to expand. You spread your wings. And when you do that, then the force is with you. Then you're going to get lucky circumstances. Things are going your way. But if you kind of decide to keep it small, it's not going to happen. So one suggestion with Jupiter is, or with a Jupiter transit, is to ask yourself, how have I underestimated myself? And your Jupiter in your birth chart will show you where you need to do that growing in your life. And the transiting Jupiter is kind of around a year, 1.5 in one house, 1 year in one sign. So it's kind of fast, but still a year is a good time to get acclimated with a certain energy. So Jupiter always asks that question, how have I underestimated myself? How can I live a bigger, more expanded life? So in whatever house it is happening and how it's aspected in your birth chart, that will answer that question. So, new moon in Libra on Friday, very close to that Jupiter. So a new moon by definition is a new start, a new beginning of one circle of lunar movement. So by definition it happens when the moon and the sun are what we call in conjunction. So they're kind of in alignment, they're together, they're holding hands. So sun is in Libra and moon is in Libra in the same position, so that's why we call it a new moon. And then it starts into its journey throughout the months. So especially in my 1 minute daily forecast snippets, I talk about the moon movement, because even if every about 2 days the moon is shifting into a new sign, so you could say, well, why even care, it's so fast. But even if it's fast, in the 2 days you really in that emotional impact, in that emotional flow of things. So it helps to know when what is happening and what's actualized, because on one hand we don't have to take everything so personal. Sometimes it just means we are in alignment with the ocean consciousness, with other forces we feel and channel through us. So I think it's very valuable to also learn about astrology, to follow the moon cycles throughout the months. And of course our ancestors, they really acknowledge the moon as a strong force, and they would plant and harvest according to the moon phase. So there's a lot more and deep stuff. Okay, here was a little glitch there. Technology, that's the joy of life. Okay, so then we will have this week, today the moon is in Cancer, then it goes into Leo, Virgo, Libra, and next Sunday into Scorpio. So I want to talk a little bit more about all this Libra stuff going on this week, and then I'm going to walk you through each day and what to expect. And you can leave me your comments anytime. When I have a moment, I'm going to go back in and answer your questions. Also, if you watch this on YouTube and later on, you can always leave me comments. I keep monitoring it, and I will answer your questions. Okay, so Barb, that was transiting, that's good. So Pluto on the cusp of your 2nd house and 3rd house. It cannot be on the cusp of the 2nd and the 3rd house, it's either or. Conjuncting your sun and moon in Capricorn. Okay, so this is huge, Barb. So with all the Pluto activations. You are in the middle of it, and this is kind of one of the strongest transits you can have on your sun and moon. So you probably are living a pretty intense life right now, but with the retrograde it was kind of even more under the surface than Pluto usually is. It was kind of, you felt that alchemical movement inside of you, and now with the moving forward you will find ways to make changes, to get the energy really going. So from this kind of inner kind of moving and connecting with certain issues, now with the forward movement, it's time to do something with the insights and the healing you have done. So it would be probably interesting for you to have a reading, because this is big stuff here. Pluto conjunction Sun and Moon. So but then at the end of the journey you're going to be a different person. You're going to be that phoenix out of ashes. So hang in there, it's definitely worth it, and we get what we're ready for with Pluto transits. I truly believe that. Okay, so let's go back. Libra. So I wanted to talk about Libra because we have the Sun in Libra for the coming months. We have the new moon starting the emotional connection to Libra for the months. So Libra is the relationship sign in astrology. And you can understand a sign more deeply when you integrate and look at what is the opposing sign. So Libra is the 7th sign of the archetypal zodiac and is opposed by Aries, the 1st sign, the beginning of the growth cycle. So Aries is a warrior energy, the new start, the new beginning. Aries finds out something about themselves, who they are, what their needs are, how they express themselves in the world, how they take charge, how they take action, what they're passionate about. So it's a lot about me. And that's the low end of Aries, is that me. Huh? Low end of Libra, which is complementing Aries, is to be over-compromising, to be codependent, to do everything so the relationship keeps going, even if it would be better to move on. So that's a weakness of Libra, to need that peaceful connection, that love, that relationship in their life, that they have a tendency on the low end to overdo in keeping it together. So bring those two principles together, then we have Aries knowing who they are on the high end, being passionate about something, doing something about it, being active, and bring that together with Libra, the ability to make compromises, the ability to dance with a partner, the ability to be loving and kind and honor beauty in our lives. So you can imagine that when they meet in the middle, that is really where true relationship and partnership and friendship can happen. So Osho, Indian guru, he used to say that friendship is the highest level of relationship. And I do agree. I mean, if we have the base of true friendship, which means there's a lot of respect for the other person, not just the love kind of is the easy part, but how to make two personalities fit and work things out together, that's a challenge. So when we have friendship as a base of a relationship, then we can truly be eye to eye, then we can truly do the dance of relationship together. And I always see a tango couple dancing together and creating together this beautiful flow of energies between them. So that's kind of the overall theme for the coming months. So it's also about beauty and aesthetics, and if you're an artist or you like to redo your house or paint it or do things like that, that is a good month for that as well, because Libra, ruled by Venus, is also the goddess of the arts. So there is a appreciation for beauty in your life. And if you want to do a class of some kind, learning how to paint or do collages, soul collages or whatever, this is a good month to do it, because you will feel more connected to that dimension. Hi Anne, good to see you. Yeah, I missed you. Okay, so let's see. Let's go through the days here to give you a little more specific. So today the moon is still in Cancer, so we will feel kind of homely, kind of we don't really want to leave. We want to get comfortable, hang out with our family or friends. So today is that day. Like quiet, emotional, deep. What can we do to nurture our soul? And then tomorrow there is a shift. On Sunday, moon enters Leo, which is very creative, very expressive, very strong, outwardly directed. So if you have been following me, we have been talking about that each sign following the next is kind of reversing the energy flow. So while moon in Cancer is kind of inwardly, moon in Leo is outwardly. It's on the stage of life, creating something, being seen, taking responsibility, being the leader, and striving for success and reflection. And if we have any planets in Leo, that's an important thing for us to acknowledge and work on that in this lifetime. So there is no bad planet. There's only a low and a high end possibility to express that planet or sign. So, for example, Leo, low end, is a narcissistic, ego-driven kind of egomaniac, where we kind of laugh, ha ha ha. But the high end Leo is really the evolved leader, who is the first servant, the king who is the first servant of his people. So this is really the archetype of benign leadership and taking responsibility and shining and having fun in life. Okay, Monday's a big day. Pluto turns direct. We already covered that. Sun conjuncts Jupiter. I talked about that. Tuesday the 27th, Mars enters Capricorn and Moon shifts into Virgo. So we have two earthy signs activated. Of course, the Mars takes a little longer than the Moon. So Mars in Capricorn, Pluto is in Capricorn, will kind of bring in really an activation around taking action, with all this transformation and alchemy happening throughout this year. Now is really the time to take action, to really implement our insights. When I say now, starting kind of on Tuesday, but because Pluto takes a moment to really move forward again, so it may take a little time for you to really get that feeling that things are moving forwards. Okay, Moon enters Virgo on Tuesday, so that's kind of after the Leo expressiveness. It's more like calming down. Virgo is a servant. We want to be useful, we want to be skillful, we want to learn to be really good at something. So that support we get from the Moon on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, there is an opposition from the Moon to Saturn. That's always an invitation to gain some clarity, to look at our own limitations. Here it's our emotional set point, and when we have the clarity, then we can apply ourselves and move up the mountain, and the mountain symbolizes the goal and the intentions you hold in your life. And also Wednesday, Moon is opposing Neptune, so that brings in the dimension of guidance. We always are able to find insight. Remember the wave, symbolizing your individuality as part of the ocean. So whenever we have a connection with Neptune, Neptune connects our consciousness with the ultimate consciousness. So this is the ocean, and where all the waves are coming out of. So this is where ultimate inspiration and creativity is happening and coming out of. So that's a wonderful day for that. Thursday, Moon conjuncts Mercury. So Moon symbolizing the belly of the wave, our unconsciousness, our feelings, our emotional body, conjuncts Mercury. Mercury is the thinker, the one who wants to understand, has the curiosity of the student, of the child who looks into the world with those open eyes. So Mercury conjuncting the Moon will give you insights into some emotional, more unconscious structures. So that's a wonderful thing, because when we are conscious of what is under the surface, then we have a more integrated, bigger, expanded sense of self. So also the Moon on Thursday is opposing Chiron. Whenever Chiron is in the picture, the wounded healer, it's really an invitation to not only understand about something with Mercury, but then to really do the healing work as a result of that understanding. So Thursday is a powerful day to really know how to go about things in order to truly support yourself and your individual journey as a spiritual human being. Okay, Friday the 30th, new moon in Libra. So that's a big deal. We have talked about that, Sun and Moon in Libra starting the new journey. So we already discussed that. And then we're ending the week on Saturday, October 1st, with a bang again, Moon square Pluto opposing Uranus. So this is just a moment, pretty fast moment in time, but that's always has the potential of the volcano bursting. Something triggers you and something spouts up. So on these days, it's always good to have that inner witness, that little spaciousness to hold in your awareness when something is coming at you, how you want to react. So we always have that moment of time to really decide what we're going to do about a certain situation. So I know you guys are always wanting to know the gemstones. So I talked last week about double terminated crystals. So these are kind of two double terminated crystals. So the special thing is that they have a plus and a minus, and they bring it together in this perfect crystallization form. So double terminated crystals are always wonderful when it's about that balance. And we're talking about Libra this week, right? So it's all about the balance. And when we look at the scales with the sign Libra, they're always shown as being in balance. But good luck, that's a goal. That's not where we are usually. So if we have Sun, Moon, Ascendant in Libra, then we're striving to find that balance. So that's why any double terminated stone will be helpful this week, but especially the Herkimer diamond. So this is a Herkimer diamond. It has some inclusions here, but you can see how clear it is where it doesn't have inclusions. And the special thing with the Herkimer diamond is that it has a plus and a minus, but not like a belly. Remember here it has kind of a long belly between the points. Here they're almost sitting on top of each other. So that's why in my experience, and I've done a lot of teachings around crystals and healing, so I have not only my own experiences, but I've seen many people and heard about their experience with the gemstones. So for me, as a result of that, Herkimer diamond is really the king and the queen in the gemstone world and in the double terminated gems. So because we're striving this week to have that connection with the other, finding a partner, if we are not in a relationship, bringing the existing relationship to a more balanced friendship, respectful based connection. So the Herkimer diamond can help you to do that balance. And the Herkimer diamond is a very powerful stone if you wear it over your heart chakra, because the heart chakra is a middle chakra between the upper 3 chakras and the lower chakras. So in the heart, it's really where the transformation between heaven and earth is happening. So that's why I talk again and again about the Herkimer diamond, because it's such a powerful balancing stone. So whenever we have Pluto energies or Libra energies, certain frictions going on, then that is a good gemstone to work with in meditation, or if you have a pendant, you can wear it on your heart, which is very powerful. It also stabilizes your energy field, so you don't pick up from your computer the energy fields, or from other people who swing on a lower frequency maybe. So Herkimer diamond is a really amazing stone to have in your life. So another stone you could use for this week is the rubellite. And the rubellite is a pink tourmaline. I don't have one to show you. The pink tourmaline is all about the heart. It is a wonderful stone because it connects our ability for self-love and self-healing with then the overflow, the ability to love and appreciate others, and that kindness of the heart. So rubellite is that stone of self-love and love. So it kind of bridges us from one dimension to the other. So again, it's a beautiful stone to just have in your energy field if you have a piece of jewelry with it, or to meditate with it. So these are always kind of the two options you have with gemstones. Okay, you guys, get ready to leave me more comments. I'm going to go through the comments now. Okay, Sharon, we talked about... okay, so Sharon, what I talked about with you was then more relating to your birth chart than transiting. So Barb, we covered. Barb got a Herkimer diamond yesterday. Woohoo! Wonderful. Okay, Mary Beth, you have Pluto in Virgo. That is a position in your birth chart, I imagine. And, oh yeah, there's another comment. So the transiting Pluto is in your first house, or is it your birth chart Pluto? Anyway, Pluto in the first house is you have to transform who you are in the world. If it's in your natal chart, it's really about getting over your perfectionism, your self-critic, and climb up into that fully embodied, owning all your inner parts and bring those to life. So, okay, birth chart. Okay, so there's a lot of transformation push to really figure out who you are and what your needs are and what you bring to the world, how you show up. So the first house is a house of leadership, is a house to make decisions, is a house of action. So this is the area where you will have the biggest transformation throughout your lifetime. And of course, the Pluto in the birth chart is giving us more information how you will deal with the transiting Pluto. And okay, but I don't see where the transiting Pluto is in your chart. But anyway, so this is Pluto in the first house for you. Okay, anybody else? Any questions? What do you think about my Master Astrology Academy? Isn't that exciting? I'm so thrilled. I mean, I really pushed the button before I came on with you. So I made a chart for it. You always want to make a chart of that beginning moment in time. So yeah, I'm thrilled. So still a lot of work, but would love to see you. Check it out. I have a 30-day warranty, so if you're interested in astrology, check it out. And if it's not for you, I just refund you. So, okay, let me see if anything else came in. No, I don't think so. Okay, my dears, I wish you a wonderful weekend, and Oh, wonderful, Mary. Thank you. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm so thrilled. I can't really tell you. We have end of September. I started on this in January, so this has been a really long journey. And as a background for me, I'm in my second Saturn return. So this is a time of our life when we step into our elder years, into our wisdom years, our golden years. And this is where we not only want to be famous and make money in the world. That's more like the middle 30 years. This is when we really truly want to be helpful and useful, and we have all this wisdom gathered and we want to pass it on. And my North Node is in the 6th house, so service and teaching is really what I came into this life to do. So for me it's really a pinnacle of all that. So okay, my dears, I am so happy to have had this time with you. Thank you for joining. Second Saturn return is around 59, because those cycles around the planet circling around the sun, they are elliptic. So depending in which generation you were born, it can be between 59 and 60. So that's a rough timing. So I'm 59 and I'm right in the middle of it. So lots of work, lots of application, pushing up the hill. But then when we do that, hopefully there is a gift at the end of the journey. So my gift would be if you love my work and support it to get it out there. Okay, my dears, wonderful weekend to you. And I see you latest next Saturday, and I'm going to put out the link for the Master Astrology Academy for you. So make sure that on Facebook you do under like show first, so that you will always see when I put some new information out on my page. So this way I can keep you in the loop. Also, of course, the newsletter is really important, because I put all my bigger teachings and forecasts through my newsletter. So, okay, aloha, namaste, all the best to you. See you soon.